Okay, I'm going to talk about brainstorming. I think this technique is my favorite because brainstorming is generating ideas in a group situation with the principle of suspending judgment. It is a principle that scientific research has shown to be highly productive in both individual and group effort. That is, you can connect each idea just by seeing and commenting in your mind. I think it's quite useful when doing some express activity because you know that even if they don't work, they will be there, being useful to generate something more efficient. And so, in the same way, you can do something like a synoptic chart or a mind map. Yeah, it's all.
Okay, the idea month. Uh, this is an activity that consists of creating every day an idea and develop it as much as you can during the day. And then the next day, you're going to create another idea. Then you're going to try to connect that idea with the one of the last day, yesterday, and that will help you to work with the mind and develop the creativity. So it will be very useful. So this is like a game, and well, if you lose the game, you have to do it again. It's like a whole mode.
Hi, I am Mario Alberto Martínez Bautista, and I want to explain the creative technique of random words. And well, this technique is very easy because the only that you need to do is to put your problem in the center of a paper, and after that you are going to put words randoms. Like if your problem is make a pastel, for example, you maybe put it expensive, cheap, delicious, or maybe dog, can, a cat, something, some other animal, or an object like a stove, a refrigerator, a computer, something like that. So after you finish with put the random words, you select you with your team one of that word and make a list related to things uh, about that word. And well, after you finish the list, the only that you need to do is relationship the list and the word with your problem. For example, if you select a computer and make a pastel, so you need to see what type of computer you can do. If a computer 3D, like with a base and a screen or something like that, or only a rectangular pastel with a screen of a with a draw with about a computer. And well, this technique helps you to stimulate the brain, because you make the connections and about ideas regarding to the problem. So it is a helpful creative technique, and I'm going to recommend this because maybe it is easy and maybe it is how do we say big, because we put it all words that we can think it, but it is for hundred of words you only going to select one and going to list about 10 levels for 10 other things about that word, and with that you relate it to your relationship with the problem, and that's all. So there's no more science like that. So Bye. And this is all for my part.
The storyboarding is a very creative technique. It was created by Disney at the end of the 20s. It's a very powerful technique because so many people use, for example, the movies, of course, the TikTokers. And for example, when you try to do a post for a social media, if you want a quality post, or in this case a video, you have to use a storyboard to see what you want to do. I personally love this technique because it's helped me to my videos a lot. For example, when I try to do shots with my drone, I first of all I wrote a storyboard and to see what I am gonna do for my video.
Hi, my name is Alejandra Caterina Corrales Muro and I'm going to present the Brain Shifter. So, imagine that you are a person and you have a team and you need to do a project, but you don't really know how to. So, here is Brain Shifter. So, this is a creative technique. You can use it like in a story or in a project. So, it's about you imagine that you're not you. You're someone else. You're like a superhero, or you are like a normal person, or a lawyer, or a secretary, or anyone else. So, as a secretary or lawyer or anyone else, you can imagine that you have a problem, you have an issue, and that's like a kind of empathy. So in this kind of empathy, you realize that we have a problem, right? That is not your problem exactly, but it's a problem from a lawyer, and you need to solve it in a kind of way. So if you are like writing a book or about lawyers, you can and if you are not a lawyer, you can imagine. So what is a lawyer thinking? It's this creative technique is kind of putting himself in another shoes. So for example, a comic that has a Superman. So Superman is a man who has a job and etc, etc, etc. So imagine that Superman weren't he can't fly. So imagine that he just walk and throw lasers from his eyes.